In this video, I want to show you how to install your own Devuan live distribution in 10 minutes or less. Devuan is a Linux distribution based on Debian, but without systemd. There's a lot of opinions and there's a lot of comments on the internet in terms of using systemd or not. The latest stable version of Devuan at this point is the 2.00 ASCII, and the previous one was the 1.00 called Jessie. The base installation is going to be using an Ubuntu 18.10, which is running about 415 on RAM, and the installation is going to be using the debootstrap method. In the past, I put a video on how to install your own Debian live distribution with a set of scripts. So I figure it would be pretty straightforward, just extend and to create the ones for DevuanOS. The only caveat, it's like currently the repositories for the bootstrap don't include ASCII distribution. We can see the ASCII distribution, which is the version existing for Devuan, but we don't see the ASCII. So, little trickery, I actually install all the way Devuan, and I realized that actually the ASCII file is a symbolic link to some series, which actually won't be able to overcome here. It's included within that. The file is actually here, the actual bootstrap, and that's the one is being used by Devuan in order to do the installation. So that's been addressed right here, one of the files. So let's go ahead and follow the path on the script to get it going. Download the first one, give the permissions, that will take care of the rest, and we just go from 1 to 5. It should be pretty quick, pretty straightforward. So the only thing we really need from the internet here is this main file, which is actually a bunch of wgets to get all the rest of the data. So I want to go ahead and create here. I'm on my home directory. I one OS folder. I'm go to there folder. I'm gonna get from the internet the file to get started. Good. And I want to go ahead and execute it, which is gonna go ahead and download everything I need from the internet and get it done. The very first script actually is gonna take care of the adjustment for the debootstrap. Now, if I do get started, what I did in the last file, it downloaded the ASCII, the series file, and do the symbolic link. So if we look in the share bootstrap script, now we can see the ASCII file, and it's a symbolic link to series. So there it is, and that's pointing to series, which actually we have both files. So we have all the dependencies that we need right now. And the files that we downloaded, so this is all. We're gonna go from 1 to 5, all the strings. For the first file, he saw it's pretty simple. Just apt install dependencies, nothing fancy yet. And if I just run it, of course I run this before. There's might not be any installation or nothing else to do at this point, but just basically just the sudo execute, and here it tells you just go ahead and for the version number 2. If I take a look real quick to the second file, basically what it does is reads the config file, which is the DevuanOS config. It runs the ASCII installation for Devuan, and it gets the package master Devuan unmerged. It go ahead and create a root environment and mount it. That's basically pretty much what it's going to do on a home directory, live boot according to what is set up on my DevuanOS config. The DevuanOS config basically tells me the live boot is Devuan boot, and the distro name is going to be DevuanOS version 1.0. You can feel free to change all this as you need to. So I can go ahead and execution of the second script, Devuan OS debootstrap. and it goes directly, start connecting using the script that actually we used to adjust it, the ASCII and the Ceres script. It's actually taking that, going to the Devuan website or repository on packagemaster.devuan.org/merge. And this is just going to be the waiting game while it's retrieving the releases, the packages, everything is the first stage of the debootstrap building into the my home directory live boot. That's what it's going to be ultimately ending on the root environment. So this might be taking just a little time, but once we see this moving forward, it will depend on your internet access, of course, the speed of your computer, your memory, but mostly the internet is what is going to take a little while to get something. It's going to retrieve the packages, it's going to validate the packages, and it's going to give you the vanilla first package master dev one installation for all the files. We can see who's downloading add user apt base files bash core utils debconf devin utils dev1 configs. Um, Still there's some kind of legacy between Debian because the closeness, but it's going to be ended with a nice distribution, nice live distribution about 256 megs, running about only 60 or 80 megs of RAM. And I mean, pretty impressive to get your own custom live distribution without any extra dependencies or software that might affect or compromise your distribution with just the bare bone basic things, just what you need to get things done. Potentially opens opportunity to create a little nice project for a virtualized appliance or something that actually can be digitally signed. Anyway, it's just right now it's just getting the information here in terms of the files, everything that is actually is needing, the libraries, the mount, the nano encurses, Perl, of course, set, all the packages that we typically will see if we do Linux from scratch, installing, compiling by hand, but this is in a much faster um, fashion. The script doesn't really take a whole lot, so I'm going to just go ahead and let it run. It downloaded, it's extracting right now, which is a lot faster. It's unpacking the packages, and eventually it's going to dump us into the root environment, which is going to be, everything's going to be already prepared, like we are, to run the script number 3, which is the script number 3. Basically, what it does is runs on the root environment, install the image according to the apt cache search Linux. If we execute that command, you'll be able to see that actually this is the available Linux kernel distributions that we can choose on this dev1 installation. It's already prefixed for the 4 Linux image 4909, which is fine. And this is basically what it does. Basic packages. Feel free to edit the packages if you need to. And any other further ado, we just go ahead and run the root environment, which actually within the root environment is going to go ahead and build the actual live distribution with all the packages that were indicated. In this case, we're going very vanilla, just basic command line. We have X. Yes, we do have X, but this is just a proof of concept and demonstrate how easy it can be in 10 minutes create your own Devuan live Linux distribution with exactly your own custom packages in a size of about 260 megs only. It's a very small compressed package that can be really helpful for so many appliances or IoT or some other practical applications with a small footprint. Even for what I know, it could be a small little Swiss Army knife that actually can help you to do some other projects. 60% of the download is still moving pretty fast, 81. So I'm gonna go ahead and just let it finish. Getting all these packages shouldn't really take long. Seems like probably the internet bandwidth starts slowing down or expanding a little bit. I don't know. Um, Take a little bit on network manager. Probably is the time that everybody's watching Netflix or uh, some on-demand movies as I noticed start slowing down a little bit. But anyway, we're almost there. Some unpackaging and installing is a lot faster now. Now that it's in this side of the fence, it's not depending on the network. And finally is going through those libraries, going to the packages that we instructed to install on the script number 3, which is actually the build. Here we go. It comes with the part of the language. English is my language. I just went ahead and type number 1. Continues when I continue and end it with my root password, which actually I can set up right here. And that's all. Pretty much. Um, Now that we build our root, that was the script number 3. We can go ahead and move to script number 4. Script number 4 will make the squash file system, which is actually containing everything, and put it into a one file, which is going to be the live Devuan distribution. Everything is going to be contained there, and it's what it actually is doing. This will depend, the speed of this process will depend on your hard drive or solid state drive, because it's a lot of IO, but we can see it's moving very, very quick. I have an solid state drive in this laptop, and it's jumping from 20, 30, 80. It's almost there. Finally finished. We ended with a 218 megs, very, very small live Linux distribution. The last one is the step number 5. I'm actually going to do the Jolene and finally generate the ISO 261 megs on that file. I'll go ahead and copy the file from the virtual machines to my host machine. If I can type the right password, security will let me transfer that, get it there, and I can now go back to my virtual environment where I can actually select the newly created ISO and transfer, which is right here. And let's go ahead and fire it directly. I just need to buy this from the CD, nothing else. And there is DevuanOS Live. Hit enter. So it's super fast. The time of the boot, we barely even see it running. It just started. I have it right here. Screen fetch is using 52 megs. Total 260 megs total, and the ISO is running with 52 megs RAM. Is running the DevuanOS running bash, and right now I can actually visit. I don't think I have htop, but I can install htop, and as you can see, the packages are coming from package master devuan.org. Everything's coming from that direction, and I have htop running with only 50 megs or so of RAM. I can actually, those guys who like X, we have X available, X running. So X is running here. What I can do from here, htop, I can go ahead and get my X running here. We can retrieve again this. Here we go. Running X, 80 megs of RAM, 250 total. This is pretty impressive. And if we go to the look on the processes, we can actually boom. Search for any process. Actually, it's not systemd, of course. So pretty cool. It boot very, very fast. Um, 87 processes. There you go, folks. You run live Debian Linux in 10 minutes or less using debootstrap. Hopefully you enjoy it. Have a great day.